Reunited and it feels so good. Welcome back to the Inner Circle podcast. Not that we left, but last week's episode, I was all the way in London and we couldn't kiki it up together, but we are back together and it feels so good. It does because we have so much to catch on. How is my favorite girlfriend?
I'm good.
We back.
Welcome
um,
back. Welcome back.
How are you?
I'm
It's
good.
really real quick before you start. It's really a catch up, y'all, because I got
Mm.
back. We just got back into action this week and stuff. And obviously, while I was away, we haven't been talking. You've been busy. You also had your stuff that we gotta get into. We really haven't been talking. And even when I got back, it was like thrusted back into work.
Yeah.
So we haven't really talked about. In a way, I'm like, you know what? It's cool because then organically we could really cut up on the show and catch up and talk about what everything going on between your end, our end, and just catch up with everything in between entertainment wise that's been going on. So, but how have you been?
I've been missing you. No,
Uh,
I've been good. I no, honestly, I feel like I haven't spoken to you. What it's been like a week. We've texted here and there, but the time difference with
yeah,
like the UK and here, what is it, 6 hours ahead or something? But
5 hours, 5 hours. Spain was six, and London's five.
yeah, but no, I've been good. Last week I went to Boston for an event that we sponsor. The company I work for sponsors the Boston Food and Wine Festival, and I went to Boston for a couple of days, and it was such a good time. I loved it. I went to go see. I stayed at the Boston Harbor Hotel, which was amazing. That's like one of the best hotels to stay at when you go to Boston. And the event was great. It was great to represent the company, and just the food, the vibes, and everyone that like I constantly am in communication with. To see them in person was a good time, and it was great. It was fun to be there for work, but also it didn't feel like work. And then to come back, um, and then go right back to work was, I felt like nonstop chop. But there was so much that has happened and transpired, whether it was like shit personally or like things at work, that I felt like I need my best friend and I couldn't talk to you. And I even felt weird like messaging you because I'm like, I don't know what time it is and I don't want to wake him up. But then also like I think I took notes of things that we were gonna discuss because I didn't want to forget.
I was actually writing things in my notes and just things in general while I was away over there. Like that will pop up. Like what? Like I want to talk about this, and it's so much. Um, First of all, yes, I went to London and we did the podcast last week. I came on. It was a sweet little podcast, basically catching up. And London was dope. London to me is like it reminds me of a city but regal. And when I say regal, it's because obviously King, Queen, you have a lot of history there. They still have a lot of like the Parliament House and the Buckingham Palace, which P.S. real quick, y'all, Buckingham Palace, underwhelming. I'll
Really?
say that.
I
Underwhelming.
mean,
Underwhelming.
homeboy, they're taking everybody out. What's her name? The horse face chick, Camilla Parker Bowles. Homegirl is
I was gonna
like,
say Kate Middleton. How about you said the whole
yeah, no, Kate Middleton, like something's wrong with her. Like she hasn't been seen and she won't be seen till March 31st or something. I forget. And then Homeboy got cancer, which is terrible. And now Camilla Parker Bowles, she's not making any public appearances because she's 76 and old. Mama is tired. Yeah, they're dropping like flies. But continue. How was the Big Ben?
The Big Ben was cool. The phones, obviously, we had to do the phone stuff, so that was really cool. Um, the Big Ben, what else? Oh, the London Eye. I got to rewrote it, and you actually could see because Paris is just 45-minute flight from London. You
Hmm.
could actually see. the Eiffel Tower from the Big Ben.
Wow, that's
I mean,
cool.
yeah, you could actually see it. Miran was like, "That's the Eiffel Tower," like that. And technically, you could also ride the train from London to Paris as well, and be there. So that was the London Eye was cool. Which, by the way, I thought the London Eye was around longer, but it actually its inception was in 2000. It was just 2000. I mean, 24 years at this point, but it was like our millennia, so to speak, in London
Mm.
that catapulted something into history. So, and there was a whole history check of it. Although it started as an idea in the 90s, but the inception finally it went up in 2000. That was a great year, 2000. We old.
Was it
No, but London's dope. Also, the subways were really cool,
the
different.
tube?
Well, yeah, over the underground. The actual subway car train, we call it train here, they call it a tube. But the like subway, meaning like subway going underground, they call it the underground for them. Um, what else? Much cleaner. I would say London is a much cleaner city. I gotta give them that. They got that over New York. I didn't see no rats in the underground. They got that over New York. I didn't see no mice running around outside either. They got that over New York. And another thing too, we seen one or two. The homeless, or unless the homeless is in the outskirts of the UK and stuff, London, there wasn't many. It wasn't as overwhelming as like in New York and shit. Even other parts in the United States, if we're being honest, like there's more homeless that I've seen in Miami. And let's not forget Salt Lake City in Utah. That time I was over there, like the homeless,
Yeah.
you can see a lot in actual London. Again, if there's in the outskirts and there's a bigger problem area, it's not in the areas I went. Again, we counted one in one hand the whole time we were there. Yeah. LA is another one that's filled with a lot of homelessness, but
That just reminds me. I saw this big ass. I live close to like the fire station. Like there's firemen passing by all the time, and like there was this huge ass rat because they leave the garbage out. And I've gotten so accustomed to seeing rats, and I just started laughing because I could imagine you screaming and hollering when you see a rat. I was just
uh,
like passing on by. I was ready to step on them with my Jordans, but
um, no, but it was dope. And then we did the cruise. We went by the bridges, the London.
wait, how was the weather first and foremost?
Okay,
Because it was
so
brick here.
it was in its upper 40s, low 50s some days in London. Portugal was 60s,
Mm.
but it was a different cold. I can't explain the cold over there in Europe versus over here. It's a little different. Because even last year when we went to Spain, it was only 50s, but yeah, we were in the rooftop in the pool, in the hot tub in the pool, and we were fine.
What
Like,
the hell?
it's just a different. It's not as cold over here, and mind you, they don't get snow. Remember, so their cold is a little different. So it wasn't that bad. Definitely like a light jacket or a little, thing. But trench coats. Oh, a lot of people over there in shorts too. A lot in shorts. They would wear like a light bubble jacket, but we would see people in shorts, and we're like, okay,
Because you
interesting.
know what? They're so accustomed to overcast weather. That's what they call it. Overcast weather, that they be itching, fiending, beasting for summer and like springtime.
Yeah.
Um,
No, but it was dope. And then we went to Portugal, which for people who don't know, one of the reasons why I became interested in going to Portugal, I've spoken about it on the show, and I talk about it to anyone who listens about the ancestry DNA, doing the ancestry DNA.
mm,
And I did it, and you know, myself and one of my other brothers, well, one of my other brothers that you guys know because he was our first guest ever on the Inner Circle podcast, which is going on 200 episodes next week. He was our first
flexing.
guest ever. Y'all know Flex, y'all know Raymond. He did his ancestry DNA as well, him and I, and we have Portuguese DNA. We have a Portuguese ancestry. So ever since doing my DNA, I've always
It's
been
that
very
Rhode Island
interested.
water.
I've been very interested in going to places that I'm from, and Portugal was one of them. So we went, and it was nice. It was cool too because there you could kind of they speak Portuguese, but it's Spanish too, and even their writing and everything, like you could kind of still, as a Spanish person, get by because
Yeah.
reading it, it's easy reading it than understanding them talking because the Spanish words you pick it
Yeah.
out.
When they
So
speak, their dialect is
yeah, yeah. Dicks,
like
yo.
I can understand like theirs is like and then the Brazilians they like sound like they're like whining. It's so funny. But you went to Lisboa?
Lisbon.
Lisboa.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depending who
Okay.
you ask me, who you I think my therapist today said it like in a new
English
switchy
is
way as well. Lisbon.
no, in English is Lisbon, which is like so American. In Portuguese and like Portugal, it should be Lisboa with an
Mm.
A at the
Oh yeah,
end.
with that, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
I had a Portuguese in high school. I had a Portuguese. I'm not gonna say no names in case, but best friend actually. And when I used to go over his house, like his mom would talk to me in Portuguese, and I would talk to her in English, and we would get by. We would get by. She spoke a little slower though, so
Yeah.
that was good. And then I would like,
It depends
So
what part. I know a lot about Portugal because I have a long time
they're on
friend.
the Azores, by the way.
Yes.
That yeah.
The Azores is like more in the islands, but like I have a friend, Adriana, she's from Oporto, and
Mm.
I know her for a long time and she lives there. She's asked me so many times to come over, but I haven't gone. But God willing, I will. But also, another reason why I need to go to Portugal is because the company I work for has a factory there now. So, yep, we make our
Oh,
China,
oh.
our porcelain is in Portugal, in Porto. So, yeah, God willing, I'll be going next year in the summer because I'm not trying to go. Well, actually, you said the weather was nice, right?
Yeah, the weather's nice. It's they're already in the 60s. They be hitting 60s,
Oh, that's
um
perfect.
and not this past week, but the week before, because I'm someone when I know I'm going somewhere, I will add the weather, even if
Yeah.
it's 2 months ahead or 3 months ahead. But I know for sure I'm going, so I add the weather. And I keep track and look at it. I'm a weirdo like that, but they even hit 70s like 2 weeks ago. It was in
Damn.
there like low 70s, but I'm like, of course, the time we go, it's like, where's that 70s? But, and also the sun, when it's out, makes it feel a little stronger too. The sun over there is a little stronger. So, I'm, honestly, I hate to imagine like Spain, Portugal, those places in the summertime.
Mhm.
Like,
Terrible.
ugh.
And I heard I've seen like a lot of videos like about with traveling to Portugal. There's a lot of stairs and steps and stuff.
And
Like they
hills.
have a lot of hills.
Another thing I want to add, thank you for that because I told my man who I went with, um as soon as we got there, for some reason I said it reminds me of Puerto Rico. As soon as we left the thing,
Ooh,
I'm like,
bitch, I remember those stairs.
I'm like, no, 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 but not even the stairs, just the drive. As soon as we started driving, I'm like, it's reminiscent of Puerto Rico, and he's like, no, and I'm like, okay. So, but then as we continued exploring and we went certain places that Friday night we went out to a dinner at 31 de Madra, and that area, oh, like Old San Juan, the
With the
cobblestones
cobble,
and
yeah.
everything, and I'm like, and then he's like, oh yeah, it does, and I'm like, uh-huh. I'm like, it's my heritage, Poppy, it's my heritage, it's my DNA. But it was dope, and you know what else? They have
Hmm.
a bridge and I was we could see it from our hotel from the distance. That is like the Golden State Bridge, and we were
Really?
talking to the Uber people, and even the Uber person was like reference their bridge to the Golden State Bridge in San Francisco. So I guess they know, there's certain monuments in the U.S. that other people look at, New York, Statue of
Yeah.
Liberty, but it's cool to see that they also recognize like California and that the Golden State Bridge is known in. other parts of the world as a big thing
Yeah,
because they compared their bridge to the Golden State Bridge, which it did look like it. We were from our hotel, we could see it, and where we had dinner, as we got closer, we could see it, which was pretty dope. I didn't think they would have a bridge like that.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I when it comes to bridges like that, did it have like the lock and key like the one in Paris?
Oh no, but London did. London had
Lon-
where we around the Big Ben and stuff. They had in the light posts like people that put like lock keys and wrote notes. Like me and Ram was like, "Where are we gonna get a
Oh,
lock?"
that's so cute. There's a scam though that people be doing. If you buy the lock and key, they be hiding the key and they give you the lock, and then you go and you put your name with a marker. Then they go take your key. When you leave, they take the key, unlock it, take your lock out, rub it off with rubbing alcohol, and sell it and put it back in the packaging, and they profit your money basically.
Dirty, 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 dirty.
So just be
Mm-mm.
smart. Buy your own
Well,
lock and key.
yeah, there you go. You heard it here first. Thank God I didn't do it. Period. But let me
Shout
see
out
what
to
I'm
TikTok
missing.
for teaching me the scams.
Um, but yeah, it was pretty dope. But we have some games for each other because while being in London specifically, obviously you see certain stores and certain businesses that you're like, oh shit, this looks like. I mean, I didn't know they had this here, or wait, they have this here and stuff, or who had it first? So I have a game for you of who had it
Uh-uh.
first,
How you
and
gonna ask me and I haven't been there?
but you
Fine.
should know the history of some of these companies. So here we go. Who had it first? I was surprised to find out London had Chipotle. Who had it first, the US or the UK?
I want to say the US because the US is obsessed with Mexican food.
It sure did. I
I'll
don't
tell
want.
you what I'll tell you what we got last. Nando's, they got it first.
Oh, I didn't see him. Did I see him?
Nando's is a big deal over there.
Next, who had it first? I mean, it's too bad we noticed there was one almost near the end of our trip. I wish I would have known it before, but Bank of America, who had it first? The US or UK?
Of course, I had to be the United States. And I
Yes.
would never get that bank because that bank is always fucking getting scammed.
Bank of
Sorry for
America.
you guys that got Bank of America.
I do.
I
Next,
know.
Lids. Who had it first, the UK or the US? Lids hats, the place that sells hats. Lids. You never bought a hat for a man
Yeah, I have, and
from
I regret
Lids?
many times. I got a membership there and asked me if I have fitteds. Um,
You do. I've seen you in like some Yankee hat. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, who had it first? UK or US?
I'm gonna say the UK because who's gonna name it lids? Oh, the US.
The US is actually, its conception was from in Boston, where
Oh,
you was just from. And I just found that out today, girl, so don't feel bad. Who had it first? Pret a Manger.
Pret a manger.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. I've always said Pret a Manger. This is
You
why we
lucky
love
I
this
went.
podcast.
You lucky I was in the French Honor Society. Um, in the UK. Um, us, the US.
What's your final answer?
No, the UK.
Yes.
Ah!
And their pret a manger, I call it pret a manger. I'm always gonna call it that.
Pret
I'm
a
sorry.
manger.
They are
Do you know what it means?
everywhere. Like no.
Pret a manger means ready to eat.
Oh,
Pret
look at
means
that.
ready to eat. Manger, eat.
You see, we are educating you guys here on the Inner Circle podcast.
He
You never
travels
knew
and I
something
just read
before.
up.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. I didn't see it that much in France, but they're all over London. And if I could describe it as anything, it's like the way Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks is in every corner in the U.S.
It's like
Especially
a
like Dunkin'
bougie.
Donuts in New England is everywhere. Starbucks
Mm.
is everywhere over here, and well, everywhere in the U.S., but in New York, obviously every corner. Pret a manger, it's like in every like almost every corner in London.
There's that, and there's
Crazy.
another one, Pan de Cochien. I don't go to that one. They're like bougie Paneras because Panera's like hospital food.
But funny enough, you say French, but its inception was UK. That's where
Mm.
it started. Although they're we French. McDonald's, who had it first, the US or the UK?
I hope it was a you fucking S.
You're right. Next, last but not least, who had it first? Barclays.
Now, when you say Barclays, be specific. Do you mean Barclays, the financial institution,
The
or do you mean
financial
Barclays,
institution that
the
name that also, put money into the state, the center in Brooklyn.
that would be the United Kingdom, sir?
Yes. Look at you. Good job. Good
You know
job.
why I know that? Because I'm a big soccer fan. No, strike that. I'm a big football fan, and they used to get their kids from Barclays.
There you
Hmm.
go. So good
Hmm.
job. You didn't do bad. You didn't do
I've been
bad. You
knowing
did
my.
correctly.
Listen, I haven't. I I don't be traveling like Charlie. I have Charlie to travel, and I just be telling him from like shit that I be reading. But I have always been obsessed with the UK. I think that if I
Mm-hmm.
were to leave the United States, there's either two places I would move: Canada, Toronto, or I would move to London, England. But I was gonna mention to you because I don't know if you had time, but did you go to little
No.
Dominican Republic in the
No,
UK?
absolutely not. I honestly, I'm like, I seen it and I'm like, cute, but
There's like a
I'm
big
in London for a
population of
different.
Dominicans in
I'm
South
in London for
London.
a different experience. I see Dominic. I love Dominicans, but I see
Yeah,
Dominicans
no, you're
all
valid.
over here. I did not have to go to London to go to Dominican. I see them all over here. If I want to go to Dominican thing, I'll come over here up Washington Heights. If I want to see Dominicans, I go to Rhode Island and go to La Brua. Like
Right.
I've had
No, I think
always for a different
I want to
experience.
go just to experience it and see the difference because for me, like if I'm traveling, I'm more so about food and I need to know about the
Hmm.
cuisine and I need to know if like the Dykeman mofongo is the same as South London mofongo.
True that. But I did go to add. I did go to a Cuban spot that
How
was
was
near
it?
us. It was good. It was good.
Let's
I
talk
went
about
there.
food because I need to know
Okay, food. So okay, their breakfast. I could see what you meant by their food.
beans
People
and
say their food
toast.
is not good, but they love sourdough bread. Listen, I give it up to them. They exercise a lot. They ran a lot. We've seen a lot of. It's similar to New York where you see people running out. We've seen a lot of that and biking. They try to stay in their shape. Kudos, but also their food. Like they love sourdough bread.
Why
That's big
sour?
in a lot of places. I don't know. Even
They love
sourdough
them a
quiche
bag
is
of
big over
crisps.
there. That's very big. But their breakfast is the only thing that stood out to me over there. Um, beans. They are very big on beans. I'm sorry, I'm not eating beans that early in the morning. I'm not trying to be shitting at work. I don't like using
Beans
public
good for your
bathrooms.
heart, make you fart.
Yeah, I like it's good for your heart, but if it's maybe lunch and you know you're gonna be home or like it's gonna kick in dinner, if it's dinner, it's
Wait, is it like Bush's baked beans, like sitting in a
different type
campfire?
of beans, like pork beans or like beans, like that type. The eggs are runny over there. And we've ate in different places and tried out where it's like very runny.
Me muero. No,
Um, they love a lot of turkey bacon.
I love turkey
They love
bacon.
a lot of turkey bacon over there. I see that more on their menu than regular bacon. Although they do have regular bacon.
They don't like Canadian bacon.
I see what you are doing there, but I don't know. They just call it turkey bacon. Um, because
Hmm.
obviously Canada, UK,
Wait,
but
when you say runny eggs, define runny.
very wet. Like think scrambled eggs. Like if you ask for scrambled, and it's just in a lump, and it looks wet. Like there you go,
You know
runny.
what's
Like
funny?
yeah.
I had a conversation last week with my coworker. We were talking about I love breakfast food. I could eat breakfast food any day, any time of the day. The only thing I cannot eat, and I don't care, call me out, whatever you want to say. The only item that I cannot, breakfast item that I can eat after the sun goes down, after a certain time, probably after 12 p.m., is eggs. I find it so weird. Like, I can't eat eggs at night.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though my mom likes eating eggs with rice. That's
Oh
such a
no,
like
yeah,
Spanish
that's
thing.
Puerto Ricans. Yeah, that's a Spanish thing too. Puerto Ricans do that.
But like, I
Arroz
cannot eat
blanco con
eggs.
ketchup.
The sun needs
Um,
to be out and bright. I can't eat eggs when it's dark outside.
but what else? But for the most part, I looked. From what I could gather, in like in London, it's like the U.S. or New York. They have like a lot of different. They have Indian, they have Thai, they have Chinese, obviously. Like no offense, but the Chinese food and the Chinese, they're everywhere. They're in the Dominican Republic. I've seen it myself. Like they're everywhere. They really are. So like they have Chinese. If you move anywhere around the world, people, and you love Chinese food, you do not have
I
to
love
say
me some
that
Chinese.
you won't have Chinese food in like Africa. Because I'm sure in Africa the Chinese is there too. Like let's be real, they are everywhere. So and like Chinese, they have all different types of food. Pizza. It's the rap that it gets for like, oh, the food is bad. It's not that. It's not bad like that. They have a lot of type of different foods, and again, Cuban spot, like you said, they have little Dominican, so I'm sure they have that flavor
Well,
again.
well,
They have a
wait.
little bit of
The
American.
Cuban spot, was it giving Cuban? Like, did you feel?
It was. I'm gonna create a reel for it. Follow us on the Inner Circle Instagram page because I'm gonna create a reel for it. I love the atmosphere from the first day. Well, the second day we discovered it. I'm like, I definitely want to go there before we leave.
You know what I
Um,
should have done? I should have given you my business cards. You know the Fortesses is in UK, right?
I didn't know, but
We're
nice
global,
size,
honey. But
nice
anyway,
size.
that's for another day. That's for your next trip. Anyway, well, I'm glad that you had a great time and that the food was not subpar as I expect or anticipated. Um, and yeah, that's cool. I have a game for you
Let's
if
get
you want.
into it. Oh Lord, let's
So
get
since
into it.
there's a lot of similarities with the UK and America and how they intertwine and a lot of the way that they speak and a lot of the lingo that they say and we say sometimes like might be different. So I'm going to ask you a series of like words and you're going to tell me I'm going to give you the American version of how to say it. You're going to tell me the British version of how to say it. Okay?
Okay,
Ready?
let's go.
How do British people say apartment? What does a British person call an apartment?
Oh, a pad.
No.
No,
No.
what?
Okay, Columbia. Flats.
Ah,
Get your life. A pad could be like first of all, a pad I think of
no,
something feminine. Um no. What is a starter? This is for food. What's a starter? What would you like for
no,
your starter?
no idea.
Appetizer.
They call it appetizer too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was the London way to do it. Well, we
What
say
is the London
appetizer.
way what is the London way of saying chips? Potato chips. What do I
Just
literally
chips.
just said it a few minutes ago.
Chips, just chips.
No.
Crisp.
Yes.
But they do have fish and chips, and that's very big. I want to order a fish and chips.
Yes, but chips for them is French fries.
Like
Potato chips are crisps.
Chris.
Yes. Cookies. What do they call cookies?
Fuck. I went to this place
Starts
and
with a
this.
B. It's really dry. They sell it at Popeyes.
No.
Bitch, you just said it. You just said it.
Biscotti?
No, kind of, sort of. No.
What is it?
Biscuit.
Oh, never mind. Ugh. Because they call it something else at this bakery I went to. Because I also, I got my dessert on too. I was over there eating.
This is for the mothers and the this is for the daddies. What do they call diapers?
Oh, how the hell do I supposed to know that?
I'm
You
gonna
can't
take
give me
a
like
I'll give you a
um
clue. I'm gonna take a
nap,
yeah.
knapsack. I don't know.
It's a buzzer. Nappy.
Oh.
Ah,
Give me
For
like the
future,
tube. What do they
can
call their
you?
train? The tube. What do they call?
That's too
Um,
easy. That's too
what do they
okay. This is
call
another
it?
one. What do they call gasoline? Please, God, get this right.
Gas.
No.
What?
What's another?
Oh,
Petrol. I know
oh.
all of these. Petrol. Okay. What? This is so easy. Charlie, please get this right. Pants.
Trousers. Hello.
Good
It
job.
has to be trousers. And I heard the Spice Girls
Ooh.
say, exactly, guys, gasolina. Imagine in London. No, but okay, you know what? Another thing that I find, and I love that they use this because it really is. When you get off this train, it says mind your step, and in a lot of places they use the word mind, like beware, think. I like that they use the word mind. Like when you get off the train, if there's gaps, mind your step. You get it?
Yeah.
Like mind your
Like
business, but it's
mind,
really mind. Yeah, they use the
like
word mind a lot. And
like
another thing I
mind your
heard,
business.
yeah, like mind your business, like mind your step, or mind your where you're looking when you're mind when you're crossing. So they use that a lot, and I'm like, oh, it makes sense. Mind does mean like keep in mind, like
Well, they
mind.
also say mind your manners a lot.
And they use the word love. I loved hearing the girls like while talking and just being whatever.
I like when they
Love.
say, yeah, you are right, love. Like they their way of saying how are you is you are right.
I just love in the
Me
accent too. It's
too.
just like, but so many, and again, a mix of a melting pot too. You see a lot of like we met a lot of different people. We met a lot of like people from different areas. It's like a lot of people go there, especially from all that area over there too. So you see a lot of like the same Maliks, if you know what I mean, like things like that. Like people like no, seriously, like that.
Yeah, no, there's it's a melting pot if you
There's a
think about
melting
it.
pot
And
over there
a
too.
lot of people gravitate to going to London because they live in, I don't want to say the outskirts, but they live in like little towns and places that are more on the outskirts. Think of it like this. London is like equivalent to like Los Angeles or New York sort of. And everyone goes over there to like get a good job or make it out there or whatever, and their their accents and everything are all from different places. If you think about it, they all have different
Mhm.
it's not even accents, it's like different
Like
dialects sort
yeah,
of.
yeah, and even
Yeah.
accents, I would say, yeah. Um, but a lot has been going on as we were away, and like
You need to catch up
entertainment
on
wise,
so many shows.
what shows, music, a lot, and stuff. Not a lot of scandals, I would say, but what do you think? Have you heard Cardi B's new song, her freestyle song, or seen the video
I saw a
called
snippet
like
of it.
Blood?
I saw a snippet of it. The thing about her talking about Coach bags, I thought it was funny
It
because
sounds like it has the Missy Elliott beat, that she's a bitch beat, which I
yeah. I like
love
it.
that song.
I think
That
it's
beat,
cute. I thought it was funny that everyone was talking crap like, "Oh, why are you talking shit about Coach bags or whatever?" Or like, "Why are you liking Coach bags now?" For the longest, Coach bags were like a definite no-no, like baby fat jackets.
I
But
remember Baby Fat.
yeah, like they weren't a thing in New York.
Did
But
you hear? Did you hear Miley? Well, it says Pharrell and
workout,
Miley. Yeah, work it out.
I was
Yeah,
blasting that shit at work today. I like it.
I kind of like it too. I kind of like it too.
Yeah.
I like the video too with her. I guess she's going for the whole lion
I
mane hair look.
Is she like giving an ode to like Tina Turner somehow?
I don't know. But she's looking good. Her body's looking good, ripped, cut up.
Did you hear the drama that's happening with her family?
Oh yeah.
Her mom is
So
dating
her
or
mom
like
is
married
married to the Prison Break actor, not the gay one. Obviously, he's gay. Not Wentworth Miller, the other guy, I guess.
Don Purcell
Um,
or something. What's his name?
yeah, something like that. So Miley Cyrus' mom is married to him, but Noah Cyrus, Miley's younger sister. So keep that in
Dated
mind.
him?
Keep that in mind. Younger dated him. He's like a dad. He's definitely in his 50s,
50s. Yeah.
40s. Listen,
But
I'm not a judge. I dated a
he's
47
dated
year old when I was 17. But
he's dated women like in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s. Like he doesn't discriminate.
well, now he's with Miley's mom, and that's where the drama lies, like, I guess. And
How
then there's
you
a,
fuck the daughter and then you get with the mom?
that's just fucking awkward. That's just
White
like,
people are weird.
those, listen, let's talk about it. Why don't we, like, it's so true. We always want to cast shit and talk about what black folks do, what Spanish folks do. Yo, I love my white people. Listen, Britney Spears, but come on.
I be doing shit that only
The
y'all
shit
can
they
get
be
away with.
doing, the shit they be doing, like, fuck.
Y'all can get away with that shit. That is some trailer park hillbilly, Beverly Hillbilly shit. Because I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy.
And we ain't trying to offend no one and get on no race, but for real, like, let's just be fair on all scales. And bigger masses out there in media, we talk about, we could pick about different things and races and stuff. Let's just call it spades or spades, and let's call it fairness. All right,
Tell
we
it.
got to talk about some shit that white people do too, and it ain't cute. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's the drama with them. That's the drama with them. And I guess also Miley's mad at her dad. She hasn't spoken to her dad for many reasons. How he left her mom and shit that went down in the past with Hannah Montana. Apparently, drama, drama.
Speaking of
That's
Hannah
the issue.
Montana, did you hear about that new documentary that's coming out about Nickelodeon and how they're sexual predators and shit?
Yo, I want to
I'm
watch that.
gagged, bitch.
I want to watch that.
Drake Bell's gonna be on it.
Dan Schneider, the producer, he's produced a lot of classics that we grew up watching, and I will admit it that all that I fucking loved all that. Like he produced that. He produced the Amanda show. That Sam and Cat with Ariana Grande and that other girl, something McCurdy.
Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah, Zoe 101. He's produced. I
A
mean,
lot.
basically ran fucking Nickelodeon.
He
So
was a
yeah,
creep.
yeah, man. Ugh.
I can't wait to watch that. But
I want to
I was
watch
gonna
that.
tell you, you're not caught up with traders, are you?
Of course, I'm caught up with traders. That's something like I
Do
wasn't
you
able to
know,
see it over there, but as soon as I came back Sunday, I had to watch it.
honey? I was watching that on the flight back. I
No,
was
but we
watching
didn't.
that on the
We
flight
did. We
back.
did. Over there, we couldn't pick it up. Like
Oh,
even if I try to play on Peacock, I guess because I was out of the country. So when I got back at night Sunday, I didn't go to bed
I
till
was
I was
watching it on the
watching.
flight back on my laptop, and this guy was sitting next to me. He was nice and shit, but he was like, "Oh, I'm so behind. I don't want to see." And I was like, "Then go to sleep. What the fuck you want me to do? Turn it off?" I was like, "Then go to sleep." Huh? But anyway, do you know that tomorrow is the season finale and the
The
reunion?
reunion,
I
yes,
am
yes.
gagged. Tomorrow's my Super Bowl. I'm so
Hmm.
excited.
I'm excited
I'm
about it
sad
too.
that Phaedra. Ooh, can I say it? I mean,
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! There you go. Go ahead.
if you haven't watched it, then too bad, so sad. But I'm sad that Phaedra's gone this last episode. However, she lasted as long as she could. She was a
Hmm.
great trader. Um, she did a fabulous job. But she didn't have a plan. It's true. The way that she basically didn't, she went in there like blindly, like she didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I agree. She didn't like. She lasted and did great, but I don't think she wanted to fight. She was like, "I'm not gonna fight back and try to pretend because
She said
these
to
people."
Kate, "Oh, so what? So who should we eliminate?" How are you asking her who's new? Like, do you
Yeah,
not have a plan? That's crazy to
yeah.
me.
But then at the end
Oh,
of the day, it's dwindling. So it was either her a shocking elimination or her throw CT under the bus. It was obviously it was either John or Trishelle that had to go. You get what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
wasn't a lot to pick from. So I could see why that question would come about. Because who
Right.
else? Who
Yeah.
else? I mean, Sandra maybe, but like, and obviously she's not gonna go with
Who do you think
Sheree.
is gonna win?
Yeah, I have no idea. I
I'll
don't
be.
know.
I think. I
I'm
feel like
rooting for CT
MJ.
at this point.
CT. I would love CT to win. I love CT. Should we talk about the god awful bullshit that Daddy Andy is going through? I heard.
Listen, he hired a PR crisis manager.
Yeah, I heard.
Um, yeah, I mean, when it rains, it pours, and unfortunately, like, funny when you travel stuff and you read, like, I read things like, hey, sometimes people want certain things in life, and it came up in my horoscope too. But once you get that exposure and to that height, is it really good when people are in your business making up things about you and stuff? And it brought me to Andy, and it's like, yo, like, people could tear you down whether it's true or not. Like, in this day and age, like, it could be wild. And what's going on
Mm.
with him is crazy. Now, listen, listen. I do have to say this. I do think a lot of these girls are exaggerating. I do exaggerating or lying flat out because they're better. But with that being said, do I believe there's some sort of truth type of thing, especially that allegedly cocaine allegation? I don't want to say all gay men do cocaine, but you know, and I'll leave it at
Listen,
that.
I don't.
Allegedly, I'll throw it out there again. Allegedly.
I don't care what he does on his extracurricular activities or his time. However, I think where he missed the mark and where he fucked up is when he gets too chummy or gets too social with these women, because ultimately there is a
He's a
fine
boss.
line
Yeah,
between
yeah.
HR and being work. Don't get too close with these women. I think I remember him saying once, like, if you notice, I don't follow any of the housewives. They follow me, but I don't follow them because I feel like that would be an HR issue. Yeah, but so is like fraternizing with them. You can fraternize with them in your baby shower, and like BravoCon is
That's
also doesn't
work.
help out.
BravoCon is work, though.
BravoCon is work, but after hours when they have the after shows and the after parties and stuff, that's
Oh,
why I feel
gotcha.
like
Yeah.
maybe now with more reason they're not gonna have BravoCon this year.
Well, BravoCon wasn't gonna happen, period, because they're investing the money. NBC, that whole entity, is investing the money into the Olympics.
Well, yeah, that's fine, but also BravoCon was getting too expensive for like no fucking return on
Yeah.
my fucking investment. But I don't know. I feel bad for him. I think that you have to understand too, he's been around for so long, and like when you think of Bravo, you automatically think of Andy Cohen.
Andy
I
Cohen,
love
yeah.
Andy Cohen. He can't do no wrong in my eyes. He could be an asshole and I can still root for him or find some sort of positive thing to say about him. However, I think some of these women say dumb shit about him, and they're trying to make him look like they're trying to create this Truman Capote vibe, or trying to make him look like Truman Capote, and they're the swans. And that's not a good look. They're
Yeah.
trying to make him like this chismoso who's causing like all this drama.
No, and the thing is, from some of them, like, that's a bad thing when you're on camera, baby. And again, I still will be and will push to always land the circle. Or, hey, even traitors in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with putting yourself on TV. Once you're on once you're on TV, anything, like even footage that may not be used and shown, could come back and bite you with what you say. And some of these women who are making allegations, Leah McSweeney,
She's lame.
some of her footage is
I
popping up
always
online
thought she
where
was
on the
fucking
Ultimate
lame.
Girls Trip, where she's saying like, yeah, it could be stressful, but yeah, I came back. But it's like you're shooting yourself on your own foot. You're saying this, and this. Bravo, they supplies with alcohol. They push for alcohol, but then on Ultimate Girls Trip, you're saying how it's worth it and you like it and this is why you come back and this whatever your word said that was very contrary to what you're suing now. So disgruntled much, there's the disgruntled, and then there's this is what makes it hard because you don't know how to separate the truth, and there's truth out there with some people, the Weinstein, people that have been abused, those type of people. There is some truth, but then there's also those fucking bullshitters. So it's like this is what makes it so hard in the world we live in of who to believe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's hard, but hopefully it all gets resolved. And
I also think
yeah,
that they need to start separating themselves from people who are no longer associated with Real Housewives anymore. Like, stop trying to make Brandy happen. Stop trying to make previous housewives that are no longer in the realm come back, because then they get this battery pack, or however the fuck that little, that little fucking saying goes. They get this thing in their head where they can come back and say whatever they want and how they feel. And when Andy shuts it down, then they're like, well, Andy does this and Andy says this, or whatever. I don't know. I just find it really ridiculous. The Ultimate Girls Trip thing, it was cool for what it was, and I think it was helpful. At some point it was helpful because there weren't a lot of shows and we weren't in rotation with having the Real Housewives franchises on our TV screens. But at this point right now, like, stop it. Put it on pause. Like, let everyone go back to their fucking franchises. Work on that. Let's not do that shit because it's causing a lot of problems.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's but the Jersey and better news, Jersey trailer dropped today.
I saw.
Um, what are your thoughts? I didn't expect that. That was definitely a
First
surprise.
of all,
No one knew it was coming. None of these blogs was talking about, oh, Jersey trailer may drop. Like, it was a surprise. Bravo definitely got ahead of dropping it before people started leaking that it's going to come out this day. So bravo, 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 bravo. Well, what are your thoughts?
I'm suspicious about two things. My first suspicion is, Jackie, you want to be that relevant that you decided to kiss Teresa's ass now and be her friend to get screen time. Now you want to be her
Bumped
friend.
into them at the
No,
Madonna concert. All
I
of
mean, yeah,
them
I saw her hunchback. I was like, anyway, I just find that shit
at the
weird that all of
hunchback.
a sudden she wants to be like friends with her, with Teresa. That's weird. That's number one. Confusion number two. Did Louis really piss all of Teresa's money away?
I think that's a soundbite, to be honest.
I hope
I think it's
so.
the way they edit it because I I'm sure there was a loss of some money, but to all of her money away, I think that was exaggeration. It's just a trailer, They want to cause momentum, but I'm sure there's more to that story. There's no way Teresa will let that be filmed like that, and it's really happening. I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting to see, but I'm glad I don't see no interaction. It being about Melissa and Teresa, but honestly, I'm just tired of Melissa. Period. Melissa and Joe are have gotten so fake to me, and I don't want to become like the rest of the Bravo fandom. That's like when they hate, so I want them off the show. But I am tired of Melissa and Joe. I would like to see them off the show. Like I'm tired of them. Tired.
Yeah, Melissa is corny to me, and who's the one that gets in trouble, that like gets into physical alteration? Is it Jennifer and Danielle?
Oh yeah. This season we will
Well,
see that
I
with
did
Danielle.
see
Yeah.
that part where they're like at each other's
Yeah.
face.
Yeah. Yeah, Danielle. Well, I know you're gonna say it. I know you're gonna say you always had a certain feeling about her, but yeah, it seems like she does a little flip flopping. Is trying to fit the right a certain the team that she thinks. It's funny because they're calling out Jackie, saying she's trying to fit in with Teresa and kiss her ass, but
So Danielle's flip flopping
Danielle's
to
doing the same
Melissa.
thing with the Melissa and Margaret's team.
I mean, she
So
had a reason though. She got a reason. She got played last season to be the bone
What?
collector to
Look at
like
Melanie
spread.
giving her grace. Oh,
I'm
look at
giving
Melanie.
her grace. You know, this is a year of giving people grace who deserve it, not people who don't. Um, so yeah, I'm giving her grace. I'm playing devil's advocate in that sense. But Jackie, why are you trying to be all of a sudden? What was the falling out? What contributed? What was the big falling out that you and homegirl Margaret Josephs had that like gave you the ammunition to be friends with Teresa now?
I guess we'll see it play out on Cinco de Mayo, baby. Oh, damn. You know
Cinco de
what? I'll
Mayo.
be coming back from a trip that day. So it's going to be a day to
You
celebrate.
are?
Yes, I'm going away for my baby's birthday.
Oh yeah, duh. His birthday, duh. Taurus stand up.
Yeah, so and I think that's the day we'll be coming back. So there'll be a lot to celebrate and watch. I'm excited. It's going to be a good kickoff to March and May and spring. Hey, we're losing an hour this Sunday for you guys. I don't know. We're springing forward, so that means a little more sunlight. Although this weekend's going to be a rainy, cloudy one. So in New York, anyways. But yeah, we're losing an hour, so make sure to spring your clocks forward. Or us who have phones and watches that do it automatically, we're good. But yeah, what the weather's starting to creep up in New York. We're starting to get to now hovering our 50s. Like it's raining, spring is coming. I feel it in the air.
I feel it, but I'm not pressuring to come any faster. I'm okay with what it is right now. I know right now it's a monsoon outside, but you know, it
I
being
thought
in
you would
the
want it to like speed up. I thought you
no,
hate
I'm
usually
okay with
this
it being like
season.
I'm okay with jacket weather still. I saw like last week people wearing shorts and jackets. I'm like, y'all look ridiculous. Like, please stop. Stop
But
beasting.
no, but
When you rush
Sunday,
Mother Nature, she's gonna get mad and like take her sweet time.
were you out and about Sunday? Because Sunday over here in New York, I heard it was in this mid 60s.
I didn't go anywhere this weekend. I actually like when I landed, I put my phone on do I obviously let my family know I was safe. I put my phone on do not disturb and I like socially needed to charge up. Like did not look at my phone, nothing. I didn't do nothing. I didn't leave my house either. I had groceries and everything delivered to me, even Amazon. I
It's the new
did.
age. But next week, today was it was such a good catch up. I'm so excited to be back. Next week, we are celebrating our 200th episode. I can't believe 200 fucking episodes. Like that's
Yep.
crazy.
We still here like share
Like roaches.
like roaches.
You just can't escape us no matter what. But definitely tune in for that. It's gonna be a good time. You never know what happens. So that's something you want to tune in for. And we thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, catching up with us. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe everywhere. Follow us on Instagram. We are YouTube, Facebook, and all your favorite streaming services. We will see you guys next week. Same place, same times, just 200 years old. Love ya. Adios.
Ebony, ivory.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to follow, like, share, subscribe, everything the Inner Circle podcast, and catch us every Wednesday live at 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook.